Hey guys, it's me, Nikki motherfucking New Hope. And yes, it's better when I'm visually appealing. I'm sure that it does better for my algorithm or whatever. But am I fucked up looking right now? Yes. Do I give a flying? No. Don't give one. Couldn't care less that there's donut on the side of my mouth. I'm in the cuntiest of moods. I'm not gonna tell you why. It doesn't matter why. I'm rarely in cuntish moods. I'm in a cuntish mood as I throw my string back. So today, I'm gonna bust out a little story for you that kind of match. There's some more donut. Kind of I feel like it's equal to my cuntish mood. I was in a cuntish mood then. I'm in a cuntish mood now, and who knows what will happen. But back when I was with this Eric guy, we're just gonna jump right into it. Just jump. Back when I was with this Eric guy, of course, because there will be never-ending stories about this man. Not good ones. I could tell you some good ones, but they're all going to be overshadowed by the bad ones. In your eyes. Hi, Eric. I know you watch all my stuff still. Thank you for beating me. Thank you for gaslighting me and locking me out of the house and all these other things that you did to me. Oh, okay. So, Eric and I got together and we were in love. And at the time I didn't have a car. So I set out I was like, you know what? Because I'm from Sacramento, and baby hoes graduate from Sacramento to the Bay Area. To usually Milpitas is their first stop. And I'd been to Milpitas once and seen the money I could get there. And I know that it's twice the amount that I can make in Sacramento, and I can make it consistently in a short amount of time, and it's just no bullshit. And it's better quality clients, all this. There's just so much better about the Bay than Sacramento. Sacramento's usually losing geographically and economically. It's a blue-collar town. Just, there's more single people in the Bay that have jobs. Like, the hours that you'll get calls are different. Everything, it's just whatever. And so I was like, you know what? I really need a fucking car. I'm tired of this. Because I had a little Suzuki car that nobody told me I had to put oil in. Why would somebody have to tell me I had to put oil in it? Have you known me long? And that's another story, because it was when I was on a sugar daddy date that my fucking transmission or engine or something blew, and then I ended up, which is another story, selling the car to 3 different people. And then the broken transmission. Anywho, see? So I was like, I know how to get money. I know how to get a car. I'm going to go do that shit. You want to come or not? Or not. If you do, that's fine. But if you don't, that's fine. And I shouldn't have let him, because he ended up doing some more fuck shit that'll be in a different story. All these different stories. Maybe you should subscribe to my channel. Probably, because we're only going up, baby. And went to the Bay, stayed in Milpitas at the Crown Plaza, which is the only place I'll stay in Milpitas, okay, mind you. Otherwise, I'm going to, I forgot the name of it, but it's just outside of Milpitas. Anyways, and of course, I made all the money that I thought that I would need for a decent beater, okay? A decent beater. So I made two racks, okay? You can get a decent beater in Sacramento for 2 racks. As long as it runs, you can sell it for a rack. Now, would you want to buy that for? I don't know. But Roman had taken me to many car auctions before in San Jose. So that was my stupid fucking idea, was to get this money, not put it as a down payment, because I've never in my life had credit or a credit card. Thank you, Kaplan College. I'm glad that you guys are getting fucking your asses handed to you. I need my piece of that. And yeah, so I saw Roman do it. I saw Roman bring home fucking bangers for like low money, but he knew what he was doing. He was very experienced. I am not. So on the last day that we were in the Bay, I drug Eric to this auction. And if you know anything about car auctions, you know that they'll pull the car out, they'll show you that it starts, whatever. I didn't really look at any of the details. Why? Because I'm a woman with bad eyes, and I just glaze over shit, and I'm like, it's good. It's good. Okay? And they brought out a few cars first, which, like, to where the bidding went up, because, like, you're just standing there in a group, and then they'll be like, okay, we're gonna start the bidding at $100, and then somebody's like 100, and then, you know, 200, 300, 400, and then sometimes assholes, knowing you want something, will bid you up just because they know you're gonna keep bidding on it. And maybe they're friends with the people that work there. I don't fucking know, or they just want to be dicks, whatever. But they brought out this VW Bug. This VW Bug, I ended up buying for $2,500. I ended up borrowing $500 from Eric. It was not worth a fucking dime, I swear to God. This motherfucker was a stick shift. I don't know who owned it, whether it was a German Shepherd or a fucking just a banshee, but every knob, every button, everything looked to be chewed off. Like, whoever's toddler rode in that car, please, I hope to God that they have sought help and are now functioning adults, because that shit was ruthless. For some reason, I overlooked it. But yeah, they bid me up. One guy was even laughing. And I'm like, no, here's your brand new car. And I'm like, okay, great. Wait, hold on. It doesn't have any plates on it. I kind of need some plates because I don't have a license. And I don't have an ID. And I don't have a lot of shit. I don't have any fucking sense, apparently. They're like, we don't care. It's yours. Here's sign this paper. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Can we just, like, do a do-over? Can you just, like, start over again? No. So, therefore, then it was now my task to drive this VW Bug home. And this is a story to precurse a story, honestly, so this might be a little bit long. So, and then Eric's gonna drive his car home, all cushy and nice. And I'm gonna drive a stick shift, missing a fucking gear, with no air conditioner, with everything fucking wrong on the interior than you could ever fucking think of, okay? The windows don't roll down, the radio doesn't work. It's fucked. It looks like there is a forest growing from the floor panels. It looks like it has been submerged in fucking water when you open the glove box, okay? This thing was a fucking pile. So I got home and I put it on offer up immediately. I was like, I'm so embarrassed, and miraculous fuckingly, I get hit up by a woman that's like, hey, we want to buy your car. I listed it for the same price that I bought it for, because I was like, I don't want to lose no money, even though it's not worth a fuck. Wasn't worth $500 unless you're like a fucking mechanic and like an avid bug collector. But the fucking thing was like a 2006. It wasn't like a fucking classic or anything. It was a fucking abomination. So anyways, she's like, I wanted to come check it out. And I'm like, yeah, sure, come check it out. I didn't have much faith that she was going to buy it or anybody was going to buy it. I thought I was going to be holding on to this for a long time, if not parting it out. She comes to buy it, and then she's like, I come out, and like, I'm standing out there by her, and then she's like, oh, mijo, give her the money. And I'm like, shit, really? Okay, I'll take, fine. Here's the keys. Here's the title. Here you go. And they're like, don't you want your stuff from inside of it? Keep it. It's good. Thank you so much. It's so nice to meet you. I really appreciate you. Thank you. Have a great day. You might have a little bit of trouble reversing. It'll be fine. You'll Godspeed. And I went back into the apartment because they did not know their apartment number. And eventually, they got it out of there. I don't know what the fuck happened to it. I don't know I hope they're doing good. But, and then, so, anyways, she comes to buy it, and then she's like, oh, mijo, give her the money. And I'm like, shit, really? Okay, I'll take, fine. Here's the keys. Here's the title. Here you go. And they're like, don't you want your stuff from inside of it? Keep it. It's good. Thank you so much. It's so nice to meet you. I really appreciate you. Thank you. Have a great day. You might have a little bit of trouble reversing. It'll be fine. You'll Godspeed. And I went back into the apartment because they did not know their apartment number. And eventually, they got it out of there. Then Eric says, this is before Eric had Alexis. This is when Eric had Avalon. And then Eric says, well, if you want to buy my Avalon off of me, I've been wanting to sell it. Men are manipulative. Let me repeat that. Men are manipulative. I don't care which man it is. I don't give a fuck. Some are more manipulative than others, but every man is manipulative as fuck. They're all in it for themselves. They're playing chess. We're playing checkers. Swear to God. We're using our genuineness and our sweetness and our loyalty and our being down for this person, and they're using us. So he's like, you can buy my Avalon off me for $1,500. And then I know you've been wanting a new laptop, so you can go get a new laptop. You know, he's like, I've had it for a lot of years, I'm going to go buy a new Lexus. You know, it's fine. So I immediately hand him the $1,500. He hands me the keys. Of course there are stipulations on this. Of course there are stipulations on this. And I didn't get him to sign anything because I'm a dumb bitch. And so the next time we break up, which of course was only going to be for a couple days, I just so happened to have driven it to visit my younger sister and brother that got taken away by CPS when I was 17 for the first time since they got taken away. So like 10 years. Like, I was in a public restaurant visiting with them for the first time ever since then. Like, hi, do you remember me? How have you been? I don't know what to say. Awkward as fuck. What's even more awkward is when you get out of the restaurant, they jump into their brand new nice cars, and you're sitting there having a hyperventilation heart attack, fucking flailing on the fucking floor because somehow your car is gone and you know exactly how the fuck it is. Because he came with his second key and he took it in that moment of vulnerability. And then you've got your brother and sisters that are now around you, like trying to console you, being like, oh, you really are the fuck up of the family. Okay, I'm sorry. I hope it works out for you. We'll see you later, sweetheart. Goodbye. I was more than livid. I've never seen myself this fucking mad. I was livid. I called an Uber and I said it to go to his apartment. On the way there, I'm calling the only people that I considered acquaintances or friends at the time, and including my dad. And I'm like, hey, listen, I'm just letting you know, if you don't hear from me in a couple hours, I'm in jail. I'm in jail because this, that, the other, and I'm not letting it slide. I already paid him for that fucking car. He's pulling a power move. You ain't gonna put baby in the corner. Bitch, no. And I'm like, so, you know what? I'm gonna do what I gotta do. I'm not asking you to do nothing, but if you don't hear from me, I'm in jail. Except for Glenn. I was like, Glenn, I'm gonna need you I'm gonna need you on standby because you always on standby anyways. You are a good standby man. Wonderful standby man. So I was like, I'm gonna need you to stand by me. Stand by me, okay? I'm gonna need you on call. I'm gonna need you in the area. I'm gonna need you close because I'm gonna need to, I don't know what I'm gonna fuck up. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know yet. And this could get drastic because I know myself when I'm in this rage mood and I know I'm gonna black out while I'm doing it and I have no idea what's gonna happen. But I'm gonna call you and need you to pick me up. And I also called Roman and told him that. So I get to this apartment. The taxi driver's looking at me like, hey, if you need me, I'm not the taxi driver, the Uber driver. He's like, hey, if you need me, take down my number. I'll be around here. Like, you can just jump in my car. Like, it's good. I was like, good looking. Thank you so much. I appreciate that because some fuck shit's about to hit the fan. And so, looked for my car, like in the parking lot and in the front, and it was not there. And his car was not there. And he's not texting me back. and he's playing games. And the fact, the part that, you already know the part that pissed me off the most is when he did it. And the fact that I had already fucking paid him for it, and he was then trying to pull a power move. Like, that's not okay. That's not fucking right. So he's not answering my calls. I start knocking on the door politely. Nobody's answering the door. Must be nobody home. So I love donkey kicking. Donkey kicking's my favorite. But this time I'm doing it from the backwards angle. So I start boom, boom, boom. Donkey kicking the apartment door with indoor corridors with plenty of other apartments around, very near, very close together. Until all of a sudden, the door jam thing busts a little bit. And the door pops open. Pops open. And I was like, this is a sign from God that I need to go in his closet and steal his $10,000 out of his shoebox and run. And so that's what I did. Yeah, I left him 5. I mean, he had 15. I left him 5. I stole 10. I wouldn't call it stealing. I would call it a lesson. And then I took off running like I never ran in PE. I did the miles so quickly that fucking day because I knew he was going to be home shortly after that. Somehow my spidey senses told me. And sure as shit, he called a couple minutes later while I'm running fucking down, because there's an apartment complex, and then there's, like, you go over a hill, and then there's the rivers right there. So there's, like, a walkway, like a riverbank walkway. Or you can walk through through the forest like a fucking woodland animal, because you don't want to be hunted by a 5'4" fucking asshole. And so that's what I'm doing. I look like a wood creature. I've got all of a sudden leaves in my hair and sticks in my hair and fucking everything, and I'm all dirty, and I'm like, hey, where are you? I don't know where the road is, and I don't know where you're supposed to stop on the road, but I'm down here, and don't leave me. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Finally, Roman found me. I could hear his truck, and so I ran up to the fucking thing, and I'm like, I'm on the phone with him. I'm like, I can hear your truck, because he drove a dually. I ran up to the road, and I'm like looking around. Fuck. He's like, yeah, get in the back seat. I get in the back seat. He's like, duck down, and I duck down, and he takes me to his house, and he's like, he's not gonna fuck with you here. He's not gonna come here, and I'm like, okay, all right, cool. So then, I was still in my drug addiction days. I promptly bought an ounce for Roman. I promptly bought an ounce for myself. And then me and Roman went car shopping. And I was too much of a pussy to buy another car, because I always am genuine, and I hate it. I hate it. I want to be one of those cold-hearted bitches that finds the dude's money stash and takes it and runs and leaves all of her shit behind, because she can buy new shit and doesn't fear the retributions and doesn't feel bad and all that shit. I want to be one of those heartless bitches, but I'm not. So I kept it for like 3 or 4 days. I kept it till he was groveling, sniveling, then mad again, then giving up, then wanting to kill himself, then fucking begging, then fucking I love you, then fucking dying, you know. And I also spent a good portion out of it. I spent a few $1,000s out of it. And eventually I was like, okay, let's meet in a public place, and you give me my fucking car back, and I'll give you the rest of this money fucking back. Otherwise, I'll just keep this money, because your car ain't worth that much, and it's the principal. And we met in a public place, and we did that exchange, and 2 days later, we were back together again. I don't know if it was 2 days, it might have been a week. I think I moved into Romans for about a month after that, actually. But yeah, so that's my savage story about how I hit a lick on my ex-boyfriend. And I like the donkey kick shit, bitch, so hit that fucking subscribe button, ho. Right now. Because you want to know why? Because we're only going up, baby. I just read my reports. We're only going up. You can say you were one of the first to see the crust on my fucking nose ring. And otherwise, you can just subscribe later and just be a part of everybody else. Okay, so bye. Love ya.